Hello and welcome back. Today I have a very special video. I will be setting up my Budget by Paycheck workbook for the year of 2026 by the Budget Mom. I have been using the Budget by Paycheck method that the Budget Mom teaches and preaches for, I guess this will be the third or fourth year now, and this will be my third time using the workbook. I have my 2025 workbook right here that I will be kind of using and getting some information from, but I wanted to set up some of this like yearly stuff with you to get me ready for 2026. And let's talk about everything I have here. I have the Budget by Paycheck workbook, obviously. They did sell these physically in their store, but the Budget Mom will not be doing a release next year. So I did buy 2 of these. That way I have one for 2027 as well. I have a pen here. I really like this Altitude brand from Target. I have this set of mild liners. These are the brush tip. So there's like a brush tip side and a marker side, and I really like them. It's what I use for my categories. I have my calculator here that I just got on Amazon. My Amazon storefront is linked in the description box, and then I have some whiteout. And I am left-handed, so you'll see me using it upside down. But let's just get into it. We're gonna put some information in here and kind of start things out for 2026. So here's the first page. This workbook belongs to Lena, and I'll write my phone number there later. And then we have this worksheet on finding your why. I'm not going to fill this out right now. I will fill it out later. But let's look at our financial plan goal worksheet. And let me pull out my goal worksheet from last year's book as well to kind of help me to be able to update everything that I did. Okay, so let's put this over here off to the side. So the first goal I have, you have short-term goals which are within 1 year. So the first goal that I'm going to have is to save for Christmas. This year I did save $20 per paycheck. So times, I get 26 paychecks a year, so that's 520. But I'm trying to decide if I want to up it to next year. How much would I have to spend if I did $600? 30 times 26. Let's just keep it at, let's do 600. Yeah, let's do 600. $600 by 12 of 26. So that's my first short-term goal. My second short-term goal is going to be vacations. I do typically put, let me see, if I do $40 times 26, 1,000. Yeah, I definitely want to save at least $1,000 for vacations this year. So let's put $1,000 by December of 2026. That gives me a whole year to do that. It's so interesting looking at my goals from last year because I have no idea where I am on this goal for vacations for $3,000, but Christmas I did save $500, so that one is done. I decided not to buy a vlogging camera, but I had pay off dad loan. My dad did loan me about $3,000 to help me, and I had paid off $1,000 before the beginning of this year, and so my goal was to pay off the other $2,000 in this year, and I did do that last month. So that is done. So I love that I got both. Well, I got 2 out of 3 of my short-term goals taken care of. My other short-term goal, because it's within 1 year, is our wedding. We are getting married in May of 2026, and we want to have $10,000 total saved for our wedding. So that goal is May of 26. Okay, medium-term goals. This is within 3 years. Do I have, oh, I had one more goal here, and that was our honeymoon. I do want to have $1,000 saved for our honeymoon, just separate from vacation funds. So those are my 4 short-term goals. All right, goals within 5 years. We do want to go to Disney. So going to Disney World, and I don't know how much that's going to cost, but we're gonna start with a goal of $3,000. Something else we have is future babies, so future children. I don't know honestly what my goal is going to be for that. Probably at least $5,000. I don't know. I'm just trying to set some realistic goals for the next few years. We also, I'm gonna need a new car pretty soon. And I'm putting new in quotes because I'll probably get a used car. But I definitely want to have at least $3,000 saved for a new car by 2027. Okay, long-term goals, 10 to 15 years. I would like to pay off my student loans. Pay off student loans. And that is about $32,000. So let's put by 2036. So that is my long-term goal for right now. All right, moving on. Next, we have our memberships and subscriptions page. So let's start with my annual subscriptions. Let me make sure that this is in frame. Yes, it is. Okay. So the first annual subscription that I have will be on April 1st, and that will be my Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime membership so that we can get free 2-day shipping, but also Prime Video. And so the annual cost for that is $149. And I always like to divide it so that I know like how much I'm actually spending on it each month. But I don't actually pay it every month. It's an annual membership. And then the next annual subscription that I will have will be in August. And I'm just going to put August 1st. I'm not entirely sure, but that is Marco Polo. I do enjoy Marco Poloing my friends. It's a way to like video message, and they're saved in there, and you can chat with people and respond. And I have multiple friends that I Marco Polo consistently. So it's definitely worth it for me to be able to talk to my friends, and having the membership means that you can speed up the videos, which I definitely like. So it's $120, so it's $10 a month. Okay. I have a lot of annual subscriptions in August because I get a bonus in August for my job. So that is typically why you see a lot of annuals in August. So the next one is on August 5th, and that is our Ring doorbell. Whoops. Oh, goodness. See, this is why I brought the whiteout. Okay. So our Ring subscription is only $50 a year. So divided by 12, that's $4 a month. And then the next day on August 6th, we will have our Stars membership. Stars, I don't know that I will do it again this year. I got a really good deal on it. It was $30 for the whole year, and that's the only reason I did it. But we really only have it for like 2 or 3 shows that we watch. So I might cancel that when it comes back around. So I'm gonna star that because that'll be one that I might be canceling. And then next we have August 12th, and that is our Thrive Market subscription. So Thrive Market is a online grocery store. Basically, you can get all sorts of different dry goods and things like that, and some skincare and things like that. I haven't used it as much the past 2 years, so I don't know that I will necessarily renew this one either. So we're gonna star that one. And then the next subscription that we have is on August 29th. Yeah, August 29th. And this is the last one for August. And that is my FabFitFun. And FabFitFun, this is more of like a fun purchase for me than like a, you know, like the Ring doorbell is, you know, something that we need in Amazon Prime and Thrive Market, but like Marco Polo, Stars, and FabFitFun are more just like my fun subscriptions. FabFitFun is a quarterly subscription box for like lifestyle, makeup, beauty, all that kind of stuff. I do unbox those on my channel, so definitely check those out. And that is $19 a month. Okay, I think that's everything for August. And then our other annual subscription is in November, and that'll come out on the 26th. And that is the Home Again service. So my dog Indy is microchipped, and so this is so that we can have a year of like the service. She always has the microchip, but basically the service at any point, if she were to go missing, heaven forbid, we could report it to Home Again, and they would put out like they put out emails to everybody in the area with a picture of her saying, hey, this dog is lost. But then also if she were found by somebody else and taken to a vet, they would be able to do the microchip and put her number in and see all of her information and know where to return her to. And that is only $25 for the year, and so it's absolutely 1000% worth it, I think, for us just to have that peace of mind. All right, those are all of our annual subscriptions. And then we also have some monthly subscriptions that I will put in a different worksheet. Okay, so next we have our savings goals. And so for savings goals, I am going to use my cash binder that you see me stuff in my cash envelope stuffing videos. Okay, so Indy, we want to get Indy back to $500. So Indy, I think I'm gonna put it up here. So my Indy girl, she needs to have $500. She just had surgery recently, so I had to deplete her high yield savings account. So I definitely want her to have that built back up again. So 500 divided by 12. So let's do $40. So each of these is worth $40. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to save for is vacations. And for vacations, what did I say I want to have? $1,000? Yeah, I think I want to have $1,000. So $1,000 divided by 12 is 83. What's 80 times 12? Oops, 80 times 12, 960. Ugh, what's 90 times 12? 1080, let's go with that. 1080. So each of these will be worth $90. Okay, next is our car. Do I want to use a savings tracker for my car? I think I do. Okay, so if I do $50 per month, $600. Okay. Okay. Honeymoon. And these are just so you can like see a fun visual for these. And I usually pick a different colored mild liner for each month so that I can see like which months I'm putting more in, things like that. Because the months where I have 3 paychecks, which happens twice a year, and then the month where I get my bonus, obviously I can put a little bit more towards my sinking funds and my savings. So if I put $100, all right, let's put $1,200. And I'm purposefully making these like a stretch, basically, to kind of challenge myself and see how much additional I can save, because these are kind of different numbers than what I put in my goal tracking sheet earlier, my short and long-term goals or whatever. It's Christmas. What did we say? 600 for Christmas? So that'd be $50 a year. 600. So each of those is worth $50. And then I don't think I'm going to save for any of those. And then we do have wedding. What if I did 200? 100, 400 times 12. Yeah, let's do 400. So 4,800. Each of these is 400. So this is for wedding. Perfect. And then I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. I'm sure I'll probably have more goals later. And then we get into our yearly spending. So my yearly spending goals. So there is a yearly spending worksheet so that you can kind of see all of your expense categories and how they line up throughout the year. So let me look at last year's. I'm basically going to do the same things for my categories as last year. So the first category I'm going to have will be food. Obviously, we try to keep our food around $300 a month. Next is my car. My car is paid off, but I obviously have insurance on it and I have to get gas for it. But then also I sometimes have repairs and maintenance on it. Next is personal. And this is additional personal spending when I buy clothes, things like that I want. Next we have subscriptions. And that's pretty self-explanatory, I hope. And then we have household, and this is the category for my rent and utilities. So I do live with my fiance, and he moved into a house that I was already living in, so all of the bills were already in my name. So it just makes the most sense that he gives me a lump sum every month that basically covers the majority of our mortgage, and then I cover the bills and everything else. So he basically he pays most of the mortgage, because then it's just one time. He doesn't have to worry about it again because all the bills are in my name versus having some in mine, some in his, things like that. That's what works for us for right now. And then I have my pet fund. I do have 2 dogs. I have a 2-year-old Havanese Indie, and we have a 9-year-old large breed mix. He's a pretty big dog. And then I have my vacation fund. So this is vacation/travel. I do enjoy traveling. And then we have gifts. So this is gifts/holiday/Christmas. And then we have, let's do miscellaneous next. I'm changing out the order of these a little bit based on what they were this past year. And that's pretty self-explanatory, things that I didn't budget for. We have health and medical. This is a category that I started in the middle of this year when I had more medical expenses than just some pharmacy and copay things here and there. So I needed a separate for it. And then wedding, for obviously wedding expenses. And then I have savings and I have debt. Okay, so those are all of my categories. And then we're going to color these. So my food, maybe I should put this here. So my food category is blue, this dark blue. And I've been using these for a couple of years, but they're starting to dry out a little bit. So I might have to order these again from Amazon. Car is yellow, personal is green. And there's not much rhyme or reason to these. It's just what I've been doing for a while. So it kind of works for me. Subscriptions is this periwinkle blue, purple, indigo type of color. Household is gray. Pets are pink. Vacation and travel is peach. And this one's light, so I often will go over it twice. Gifts, holiday, and Christmas is this teal color, and this one I also tend to go over twice so that it doesn't look like the light blue that I use for wedding. Miscellaneous is orange. Health and medical is this pinky purpley color. And that one's weirdly darker than the rest of them. Wedding is this light blue. Savings is purple. And then debt is red. And that one's really starting to dry out. So those are all of my categories. And then down here, we have my savings balance, my debt balance, my retirement balance, and my net worth. However, my net worth balance, I cross that out and I make it my high yield savings account because I would rather track that balance separate from my, like I have my main savings account that has my emergency information, stuff like that, or my emergency fund, but then I have a high yield savings account with Ally where my money can accrue interest. So I like to be able to track that. All right. And then we have our budget categories. So for my budget categories, this is basically where I organize what goes in what categories. So I basically will use this and write them all in here, and then we'll talk about everything that comes out of them. So the first category I have is my food. And so this covers groceries, dining out, and drinks. Pretty self-explanatory. Car. This covers my insurance. It covers maintenance. It covers gas. And it covers car washes because I do get a few of those a year. Okay, my personal category. So my personal category covers my nails, clothing. I'm thinking about switching my gym memberships to this, but I'm not sure. Makeup, hair, any like personal stuff, books. That's pretty much it. Next we have my subscriptions. Should I put my gym memberships in personal? Yeah, I think I will. I think I am going to switch my gym membership to my personal category in 2026. Okay, so subscriptions. We have Book of the Month. We have Audible. Those are both books of, well, this is a physical book subscription, audiobook subscription. Scribd is also an audiobook subscription that I don't use very much, so I definitely need to look at some of these subscriptions and like have an honest conversation with myself about how much I use them. Whoops, oh my gosh, I misspelled ring again. I spelled it rig, and again, I've done that multiple times. Costco, which actually I don't even have that anymore because Tyler pays that now. He pays for our Costco membership, so I'm not even gonna put that. Marco Polo, Patreon, let's see, Kindle Unlimited, Netflix, Stars, all of those. Okay. Household. The household category. That is for my rent. That is for the electric bills. It's for our water, which is billed every other month, and that also includes our trash and sewer. Internet, which is Wi-Fi and also our TV service. And then home needs and any essentials. Okay. Next, pet. Covers the vet, covers food, covers toys, covers treats, covers any furniture. If we have to get them a new bed or a crate or anything. Grooming. Pretty much anything related to the dogs. That one's also pretty self-explanatory. Vacation. This is also pretty self-explanatory. Covers tickets. It covers lodging. Covers fees. Food while we're there. Miscellaneous. Souvenirs. My hand is cramping from all of this writing. My goodness. So my gift fund. It's gift and Christmas. So this is birthdays, holidays, this is showers, and then anniversaries. Okay, wow, my handwriting is getting progressively more and more terrible. Okay. Goodness, I'm going out of order now, aren't I? Okay, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is my unbudgeted. Unbudgeted. And that's basically it. Unbudgeted / I'm also going to put unexpected. Things that I didn't know were going to happen if I had like a toll or a fee or something. Okay. Next we have health. And that's going to cover copays. It's going to cover my membership. It's going to cover what else? What else? It's going to cover my prescriptions. It's going to cover my deductible. Any sort of bills, anything health related. Next, we have wedding. And that's basically all wedding. Like, I feel like I don't even want to, yeah. But I mean, payments, decor, deposits, tips, let's put etc. Like pretty much everything wedding related. Savings. Savings, that's going to be my savings account. That's going to be my Ally high yield savings. And that's also going to be my cash envelopes. I do consider those savings. And then we have one more, right? Debt. So debt is the last one. And that is just my student loans. That's the only debt that I have. And then I also have I have it here for income because that is a different color. I don't track it on here because it's like tracked up here, so I don't include that color in here, but I do like to have this in here. So I have my full-time pay. I have my dance pay. I have my respite pay. I have my YouTube pay. And I have other miscellaneous income. So that's all there. And so then we just go through and we do these same color categories as the last page. Okay, that is everything all set up for that. And then let's do my bill tracker. This is the last thing that we're going to do today because my hand is tired. So let me go back here in my other workbook to the memberships and subscriptions, because that's where I put it last year, because this bill tracker was not in the current Budget by Paycheck workbook that I'm using. They took it out, but I guess they got feedback that people liked it, so they put it back in. So my bills. On the first, I have my rent. And my rent is $400. At least that's what I pay. Like I said, Tyler pays the rest of it. Payment method. I don't even know what to put for that. It is on auto pay. Oh, I guess I should also put the months in here. Well, or should I just put the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's fine. I'll know what that is. Payment method. Oh crap. I put a check mark there, but my rent is not auto pay. I do have to manually transfer that to the other account. Okay. So the next thing I have is Patreon. And I don't actually know how much I spend per month on Patreon total, so I need to look that up. Also on the first, I have my gym membership, and that is $165. Yeah, what? I don't know why I did that. $165, and that is auto, and it's an I don't understand payment method. I don't really understand what that means. On What is next? What is next? Oh, the 2nd is when my water bill is due. But that doesn't happen every month. It happened this month in August, so it won't happen on any of these months. Okay, there we go. All right, and my water bill, it varies, so I don't really know what to put there because it varies. It could be, I'm just gonna put variable. And then I don't know if I love this. I've never used this bill tracker before, so we'll have to see how this goes. On the 6th, I have my Canva Pro, and that is for me to edit thumbnails and things like that. And that is, Canva Pro is $13 a month, and that is auto. And then on the 11th, we have Kindle Unlimited, and that is $12 a month, and it's automatic. And then next, what's the next thing we have? We have on the 17th, we have Scribd, and Scribd is $12 a month, and that is auto. Patreon is auto. Really the only thing that's not auto pay is my rent. And then we have Hulu also on the 17th. And Hulu is $19 a month, and it is auto pay. And then we have on the 24th, we have Epidemic Sound. That is what I use for the royalty-free music for all of my YouTube videos, and that is $18. I have to look in and see if it'd be worth it to get the annual subscription for any of these, if it would be cheaper for Canva Pro or Epidemic Sound. So we'll have to look into that and see. It might very well be worth it. And then on the 27th is when my Netflix is due. That's when Netflix comes out of my account. And Netflix, we only pay for the $8 a month version that has ads because I'm cheap. And then on the 29th, that's when our internet comes out. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know exactly how much it is. I don't remember specifically. 29th is also when our electric comes out, and it's variable. But I budget in $200 a month for it. It's usually not that much. And then what else? I feel like I'm missing something. The fiber, electric. Oh man, I forgot my insurance. On the 15th is my insurance, and that is $81 a month. And that is car insurance, renter's insurance, and my jewelry insurance for my rings. And then we have on the 30th, Book of the Month, and Book of the Month is $17 a month. And we also have Audible. And Audible is, where is that one? $15 a month. Again, I need to look into these two to see if it's really worth having them or if it would be better to buy like a yearly subscription. So yeah, we'll have to see. So those are, I believe that's everything. I'm probably forgetting something, but I can always put it in later. It's gonna annoy me that insurance is way down here instead of up here, but oh well, that's my own fault. All right. So that is my 2026 pages all filled out and ready to go for the new year. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in seeing more things that I do in my budget by paycheck workbook, let me know. I don't know how comfortable I am showing you like exact numbers, but there's definitely some things that I can show you, especially like my monthly breakdown and things like that, how I decide what goes into my envelopes, all of that. So if you're interested in any of that content, comment down below and let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in my next 12 days of Christmas content video. Bye.